In the heart of the Indian Ocean lies a land of ancient legends, golden beaches, and emerald mountains. This is Sri Lanka. Known for its rich history, stunning landscapes, and warm hospitality, Sri Lanka offers a journey like no other. From sacred temples and colonial forts to lush tea gardens and vibrant festivals, every corner of this island holds a story. Sri Lanka is a land where culture, nature, and spirituality live side by side. You will find giant stone Buddhas carved into rock faces, centuries-old palaces hidden in jungles, and colorful markets that fill the air with the scent of spices. Its wildlife is as diverse as its heritage. Elephants roam the plains, leopards hide in the forests, and whales glide through its deep blue waters. From the misty hills of the Central Highlands to the sun-drenched shores of the South, from the quiet charm of ancient cities to the bustling life of Colombo, Sri Lanka is a country that speaks to the soul. Rising high above the Central Plains, Sigiriya is one of Sri Lanka's most extraordinary wonders. Known as the Lion Rock, this ancient fortress stands on a massive column of rock nearly 200 meters tall, carved and built over 15 centuries ago. At its base lie landscaped gardens, moats, and water channels that show a deep understanding of engineering far ahead of its time. As you ascend the rock, ancient frescoes come into view, vivid paintings of celestial maidens that have survived for generations. Further up, the famous mirror wall still carries centuries-old inscriptions written by travelers who once stood here in awe. Near the summit, the stone paws of a lion mark the entrance to the final climb. From this point, the fortress gets its name, Sigiriya, meaning Lion Rock. At the top, the ruins of King Kasyapa's palace overlook a breathtaking view of forests, lakes, and distant mountains. Sigiriya is not only a masterpiece of urban planning and art. In the sacred city of Kandy lies one of the most revered places in all of Sri Lanka, the Temple of the Tooth. Known locally as Sri Dalada Malagawa, this temple houses a relic believed to be the tooth of the Buddha, a symbol of both spiritual devotion and royal power. The temple complex, with its white stone walls and golden rooftops, sits beside the tranquil waters of Kandy Lake. As you enter, the scent of lotus flowers and incense fills the air, while the rhythmic beat of traditional drums echoes through the halls. Pilgrims arrive in silence, carrying offerings and prayers, drawn by centuries of faith. Inside, the relic is kept in a golden casket, hidden from view and protected with great reverence. It is brought out only during special ceremonies where monks in saffron robes chant ancient verses and the temple glows with light and devotion. The Temple of the Tooth is more than just a place of worship. On the southeastern edge of Sri Lanka lies a wild and untamed world, Yala National Park. It is the most famous wildlife sanctuary in the country, a place where nature reveals its raw and beautiful spirit. Spanning forests, grasslands, and coastal lagoons, Yala is home to one of the highest densities of leopards found anywhere on Earth. These elusive big cats move silently through the shadows, their golden coats blending with the light of the forest floor. For those patient enough to wait, a glimpse of a leopard is a moment that stays forever. But leopards are only part of the story. Herds of elephants wander the dusty paths, crocodiles bask by muddy waterholes, and colorful birds soar across the skies. Spotted deer, wild boar, and sloth bears are often seen roaming the landscape, while monkeys call from treetops above. The rhythm of Yala is guided by nature alone, a world without walls, where life moves in perfect balance. Along the southern coast of Sri Lanka, where the waves of the Indian Ocean meet ancient stone walls, stands Galle Fort, a living museum of history and culture. Built by the Portuguese in the 16th century and later fortified by the Dutch, this seaside citadel has witnessed centuries of trade, conquest, and change. Inside its thick ramparts, time seems to slow. Narrow cobblestone streets weave through rows of colonial-era buildings, each one echoing a story of a different era. Churches, mosques, temples, and old villas stand side by side, a reflection of the diverse heritage that shaped this coastal town. From the lighthouse overlooking the sea to the iconic clock tower above the main gate, Galle Fort offers endless views of both architecture and ocean. Waves crash below the bastions, and the salty breeze carries the scent of cinnamon and sea, a reminder of the maritime trade that once made this port a gateway between East and West. Hidden in the misty hills of Yala, surrounded by emerald tea plantations and dense forest, stands one of Sri Lanka's most iconic sites, the Nine Arches Bridge. Built entirely from stone, brick, and cement during the early 20th century, This graceful railway bridge is a masterpiece of colonial-era engineering. Stretching across a lush green valley, the bridge features 9 perfect arches that rise high above the jungle floor. When the train glides slowly over its length, with clouds drifting through the hills and sunlight dancing on the tracks, the scene feels like something from a dream. The story behind its construction adds to its charm. Local legend tells of villagers who completed the bridge without using any steel, relying only on skill, courage, and determination. Today, it stands as a quiet symbol of ingenuity and resilience. In the heart of Sri Lanka, carved into a massive rock that rises above the plains, lies the sacred Dambulla Cave Temple, the largest and best preserved cave temple complex in the country. For over 2,000 years, this site has been a place of worship, meditation, and spiritual refuge. The journey begins with a gentle climb, where golden statues and panoramic views lead the way. At the top, beneath the curved stone overhang, 5 ancient caves open into a hidden world of devotion. Inside, the walls and ceilings are covered with vibrant murals, scenes from the life of the Buddha, painted with incredible detail and color. More than 150 statues fill the chambers, from serene seated Buddhas to powerful kings and gods. The air is cool and silent, lit softly by the glow of oil lamps and the natural light that slips through narrow openings. In the central highlands of Sri Lanka, shrouded in mist and mystery, rises a sacred mountain known as Adam's Peak. Called Sri Pada by locals, meaning sacred footprint, this towering peak has been a place of pilgrimage for over 1,000 years. At its summit lies a rock formation believed to bear the footprint of a divine figure. For Buddhists, it is the footprint of the Buddha. For Hindus, it belongs to Lord Shiva. Christians and Muslims see it as the mark of Adam or Saint Thomas. Here, on this mountaintop, faiths converge beneath the open sky. The journey to the top begins in the quiet hours of the night. Pilgrims and travelers alike climb thousands of stone steps by lamplight, guided by devotion, determination, and the distant ringing of temple bells. Along the way, small shrines, tea stalls, and kind voices offer rest and encouragement. At dawn, the summit reveals its true gift, a sunrise like no other. On the southern coast of Sri Lanka, where golden sands meet turquoise waters, lies Mirissa Beach, a peaceful stretch of coastline where time slows down and nature takes center stage. Framed by swaying palm trees and gentle waves, this beach is a perfect blend of beauty and calm. By day, the shore glows under the warm sun, while fishermen cast their nets and travelers walk barefoot along the water's edge. The sea here is known for its clarity, and its gentle waves invite swimming, surfing, and long hours of quiet reflection. Just off the coast, the deeper waters are home to one of nature's most majestic sights, blue whales, the largest animals on Earth. Boat rides at dawn set out in search of these gentle giants, and witnessing their graceful rise from the sea is an experience few ever forget. As the sun begins to set, Mirissa transforms. Tucked away in the cool highlands of central Sri Lanka lies Nuwara Ellya, a quiet town often called Little England. Surrounded by rolling hills, mist-covered forests, and vast tea plantations, this charming place feels like a world apart from the island's tropical coast. The air here is crisp and fresh, scented with eucalyptus and mountain rain. Colonial-era buildings with red roofs and rose gardens line the streets, a reminder of the British planters who once made this their retreat. Horse races, golf courses, and lakeside strolls add to its timeless atmosphere. But beyond its quiet charm, Nuwara Ellya is the heart of Sri Lanka's tea country. Endless fields of green stretch across the hillsides, dotted with women in colorful saris picking leaves by hand. Visiting a tea estate reveals the care and tradition behind every cup, from plucking to drying, rolling, and tasting. High above the lush valleys of Sri Lanka's hill country, Ella Rock stands as a silent giant, a place where nature, solitude, and sky come together in perfect balance. Reaching the summit is not just a hike, but a journey through the soul of the landscape. The trail begins in the quiet village of Yala, winding past railway tracks, tea plantations, and dense forest. Mist curls between the trees, birds call from hidden branches, and the path slowly climbs through changing scenery. There are no shortcuts, just steady steps and the soft sound of leaves beneath your feet. At the top, the world opens. The view stretches far beyond the valleys, across green hills and deep ravines, with waterfalls in the distance and clouds drifting below the horizon. The wind whispers through the grass, and for a moment, there is only silence and space. Ellya Rock is not marked by crowds or monuments. In the quiet plains of northern Sri Lanka lies the ancient city of Polonnaruwa, a place where the past still stands in stone, weathered by time but rich with memory. Once a royal capital, Polonnaruwa was the heart of a great kingdom that flourished nearly 1,000 years ago. Scattered across its vast grounds are the remains of palaces, temples, and sacred statues. Giant stone Buddhas sit in silent meditation, their faces calm and timeless. Moonstones mark the entrances to ancient halls, and walls etched with carvings still whisper stories of kings, monks, and daily life from a forgotten age. One of the most striking sights is the Galle Vihara, a group of massive Buddha statues carved into a single granite wall, standing, sitting, and lying in serene perfection. Their grace and scale speak of devotion and masterful artistry. Despite the ruins, Polonnaruwa feels alive. Deep in the heart of Sri Lanka stands Anuradhapura, a sacred city of kings, monks, and timeless devotion. As one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, Anuradhapura is not just a place of ruins, but a living symbol of faith and resilience. More than 2,000 years ago, this city was the center of a great civilization. Grand monasteries, royal gardens, and massive stone stupas rose from the earth, surrounded by lakes and leafy avenues. Even today, many of these ancient structures remain, still honored by pilgrims and protected by nature. At the heart of the sacred city stands the Sri Mahabodhi, a tree grown from a branch of the very tree under which the Buddha attained enlightenment. For centuries, people have come here in silence and prayer, leaving offerings beneath its sacred branches, their footsteps echoing across generations. In the southern plains of Sri Lanka, where open grasslands meet thick forest, lies Udawalwa National Park, a vast sanctuary known for its wild beauty and iconic wildlife. Here, the land stretches wide under an endless sky, and the silence is broken only by the calls of birds and the distant rumble of elephants. Udawalwa is one of the best places in Sri Lanka to see wild Herds roam freely through the park, moving through tall grasses and gathering near the water's edge. Watching them in their natural habitat, mothers with calves, lone bulls, and playful young, is a powerful and humbling experience. The park is also home to water buffalo, sambar deer, crocodiles, and many species of birds, from tiny kingfishers to majestic eagles. Early morning safaris reveal the park at its most alive, when golden light filters through the mist and the animals begin to stir. On the remote eastern coast of Sri Lanka, far from the crowds and noise, lies Arugam Bay, a peaceful arc of golden sand where waves roll in steady rhythm and time seems to stretch with the tide. Known around the world as a surfing haven, this laid-back beach town offers more than just perfect swells. At sunrise, the bay glows in soft light and surfers paddle out into the calm sea, chasing the clean, graceful waves that have made this coast legendary. But even for those who do not surf, Arugam Bay is a place to unwind, where barefoot walks, ocean breezes, and the sound of the waves shape each day. Beyond a beach, life moves gently through nearby lagoons, mangroves, and jungle paths. Wild elephants, colorful birds, and peaceful temples share the landscape, offering quiet adventures just beyond the shoreline. The town itself is simple and warm, with open-air cafes, sandy streets, and a rhythm guided by the sea. Where the river meets the sea along Sri Lanka's southwestern coast, Bentota Beach stretches out in golden silence. Known for its wide shores, calm waves, and peaceful rhythm, Bentota is a place where relaxation comes as naturally as the tide. The beach is framed by swaying coconut palms and soft dunes, offering long walks, gentle swims, and quiet moments beneath the sun. The waters are warm and welcoming, perfect for sailing, snorkeling, or simply watching the horizon melt into blue. Just inland, the Bentota River winds through mangroves and sleepy villages, inviting slow boat rides and glimpses of life shaped by water. The sound of birds, the rustle of leaves, and the distant hum of fishermen drifting along the riverbanks give this place a feeling of deep calm. Sunsets in Bentota are soft and glowing. The sky turns to fire, the sea reflects its colors, and the beach grows quiet, as if holding its breath before night falls. Tucked into a crescent-shaped bay along Sri Lanka's southern coast, Unawatuna Beach is a place where tropical charm and gentle energy meet the rhythm of the sea. Protected by a coral reef, its calm waters make it one of the island's most inviting coastal escapes. The sand here is soft and golden, curving gently beneath rows of palm trees that sway with the ocean breeze. Small fishing boats rest on the shore, and colorful cafes line the beach, offering fresh fruit, local flavors, and the sound of soft music carried on the wind. The waters of Unawatuna are clear and welcoming, ideal for swimming, snorkeling, or floating quietly beneath the sun. Just offshore, vibrant coral gardens host an array of marine life, from playful reef fish to graceful sea turtles gliding through the shallows. Above the beach, a short climb leads to a hilltop pagoda and a peaceful view of the coastline, where waves roll in gently and the horizon stretches without end. Unawatuna is not loud or crowded. Along the sun-drenched southwest coast of Sri Lanka lies Hikkaduwa, a vibrant beach town where energy and ocean blend in perfect harmony. Known for its lively spirit, coral reefs, and golden sands, Hikkaduwa is a place where the sea feels alive with color and motion. By day, the beach is filled with surfers riding the rolling waves, snorkelers drifting over coral gardens, and travelers basking in the warmth of the southern sun. The shallow waters are home to sea turtles, often seen swimming close to shore, moving gently through the turquoise sea. Just offshore, the Hikkaduwa Coral Sanctuary reveals an underwater world rich in life and beauty. Bright fish dart through coral tunnels, and the reef glows in shades of orange, blue, and green, a living tapestry just beneath the surface. The town itself hums with coastal energy. Beach cafes serve fresh seafood and tropical juices, while local shops and street stalls offer everything from handmade crafts to colorful sarongs. Off the northeastern coast of Sri Lanka, surrounded by clear blue waters, lies Pigeon Island National Park, a tiny paradise rich in marine life and untouched beauty. Named after the rock pigeons that once roosted on its rocky cliffs, this island is now one of the country's most treasured marine sanctuaries. The park is made up of 2 small islands, fringed with white coral beaches and shallow reefs teeming with life. Just a few steps from the shore, the underwater world begins. Just off the southern coast of Sri Lanka, the deep blue waters near Mirissa hold one of nature's greatest wonders, the majestic blue whale. Watching in Mirissa is not just an activity. It is a rare and humbling experience where the sea reveals its most gentle giants. Before sunrise, boats leave the quiet shores of Mirissa and head into the open ocean, As the coastline fades behind, the waves grow deeper and anticipation fills the air. The crew watches the water closely, scanning the horizon for a sign, a spray, a tail, a silent rise from below. And then, with no warning, a massive shape breaks the surface. A blue whale, the largest animal ever to live on Earth, glides through the waves with graceful power. Its back arches slowly, its breath rises in a mist, and the sea seems to pause around it. Alongside blue whales, the waters here are home to sperm whales, bride's whales, and playful pods of dolphins dancing near the boats. Just off the southern coast of Sri Lanka, the deep blue waters near Mirissa hold one of nature's greatest wonders, the majestic blue whale. Whale watching in Mirissa is not just an activity. It is a rare and humbling experience where the sea reveals its most gentle giants. Before sunrise, boats leave the quiet shores of Mirissa and head into the open ocean. As the coastline fades behind, the waves grow deeper and anticipation fills the air. The crew watches the water closely, scanning the horizon for a sign, a spray, a tail, a silent rise from below. And then, with no warning, a massive shape breaks the surface. A blue whale, the largest animal ever to live on Earth, glides through the waves with graceful power. Its back arches slowly, its breath rises in a mist, and the sea seems to pause around it. Alongside blue whales, the waters here are home to sperm whales, bride's whales, and playful pods of dolphins dancing near the boats. In the southwestern heart of Sri Lanka, wrapped in mist and mystery, lies Sinharaja Forest Reserve, the island's last great stretch of untouched rainforest. This ancient forest, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a living treasure, rich with life found nowhere else on Earth. Beneath its emerald canopy, 1,000 shades of green unfold. Giant trees tower above, their trunks wrapped in vines and moss. The air is cool and heavy with moisture, filled with birdsong, the rustle of leaves, and the distant call of hidden creatures. Sinharaja is home to a remarkable diversity of life. Colorful butterflies, rare amphibians, and more than half of Sri Lanka's endemic birds. Flocks of jungle fowl, drongos, and broadbills move together through the trees, while monkeys swing across the branches and shy reptiles slip quietly through the undergrowth. Walking the forest trails feels like stepping back in time. Tumbling from the misty hills near Yala, Ravana Falls is one of Sri Lanka's most captivating waterfalls, a place where myth and nature flow together in perfect harmony. Surrounded by jungle and rock, its white waters cascade down in layers, glistening in the sun and roaring with life. The falls take their name from King Ravana, the legendary ruler from the ancient epic of the Ramayana. It is said that he once hid in the nearby caves, using the falls as a secret refuge. Even today, the air around the falls feels alive with story, powerful, wild, and sacred. Water rushes down from the highlands, carving its way through stone and forest. In the rainy season, the falls become even more dramatic, with torrents of water crashing over the rocks and mist rising like smoke into the trees. Travelers often pause here, not just for the view, but for the energy. Hidden in the highlands of Sri Lanka, where green hills roll like waves and mist curls through the trees, lies a marvel of railway engineering, the Demodara Loop. This unique railway track near the town of Yala is where the train performs a full circular loop, passing over itself before continuing its journey through the mountains. Surrounded by tea plantations and steep slopes, the loop was born out of both necessity and ingenuity. Faced with a sharp drop in elevation, the engineers designed a rare spiral track, one of the few of its kind in the world. The train enters a tunnel beneath the Demodara station, curves in a perfect loop, and re-emerges on a bridge directly above where it came from. Watching the train navigate this loop is a quiet thrill. The carriages twist and turn, wrapping around the lush landscape as passengers lean out to catch the full curve below. In the dry lowlands of central Sri Lanka, where open grasslands stretch beneath wide skies, Kaudulla National Park offers a front-row seat to one of the island's most unforgettable wildlife experiences. This is a place where wild elephants gather in great numbers, moving freely across the landscape as they have for generations. At the heart of the park lies the Kaudulla Tank, a historic reservoir that draws animals from near and far, especially during the dry season. As the water level drops and the land turns golden, herds of elephants emerge from the forest, mothers with calves, young bulls, and old giants walking slowly toward the water's edge. Watching them drink, bathe, and play together is a scene both peaceful and powerful. The bond between them is clear, their movements slow and full of purpose, as if they carry the memory of the land itself. In the ancient city of Polonnaruwa, carved into a single granite cliff, lies Galle Vihara, a sacred masterpiece of Sri Lankan stone art. These giant Buddha statues, weathered by centuries, yet untouched in spirit, stand as a powerful symbol of devotion, craftsmanship, and inner peace. There are 4 statues here, each unique in posture and expression. A seated Buddha in deep meditation, a standing figure with crossed arms and a calm gaze, and a majestic reclining Buddha, over 14 meters long, representing the moment of final enlightenment, serene and eternal. The details are striking. Every fold of the robe, every curve of the face is carved with care and precision, yet with a softness that feels alive. Though carved in cold stone, the figures radiate warmth, stillness, and compassion. Galle Vihara is more than an artistic achievement. It is a spiritual sanctuary carved directly from the living rock. Rising gently from the plains near Anuradhapura, Minihatale Hill is more than just a beautiful landscape. It is the birthplace of Buddhism in Sri Lanka. It was here, over 2,000 years ago, that a peaceful meeting between a king and a monk changed the island's history forever. Climbing Minihatale is a journey through time and faith. A long stone staircase leads upward through ancient forest, flanked by weathered steps and the quiet rustle of leaves. Along the way, sacred shrines, rock inscriptions, and monastery ruins emerge from the landscape, each carrying centuries of spiritual memory. At the summit, the view opens wide across forests, lakes, and the distant domes of Anuradhapura. White stupas gleam in the sunlight, and stone platforms mark the spots where early monks once meditated in silence, connected to the earth and sky. Minihatale is not grand in size, but rich in meaning. In the sacred city of Anuradhapura, towering above the ancient plains, stands Jetawanaramaya, one of the tallest brick structures ever built by human hands. Once the 3rd tallest monument in the ancient world, this massive stupa is a symbol of faith, strength, and architectural wonder. Constructed over 1,000 years ago, Jetawanaramaya rises with perfect symmetry from a wide stone base. Built from millions of handmade bricks, It once reached a height of over 100 meters, its dome crowned by a spire pointing toward the sky. Even in its weathered form today, it remains a striking presence against the open horizon. The stupa was not only a religious monument, but the heart of a vast monastic complex, home to thousands of monks who studied, meditated, and preserved the teachings of the Buddha. Its scale reflects not only royal power, but deep devotion and the unity of a people guided by belief. In the ancient city of Anuradhapura, hidden among sacred ruins and shaded by tall trees, lie the twin ponds, two perfectly crafted stone pools that speak of elegance, precision, and quiet reflection. Known as Kutum Pokuna, these ponds are among the finest examples of ancient hydraulic engineering in Sri Lanka. Carved more than 1,000 years ago, the twin ponds were once used by Buddhist monks for ritual bathing. Each pond is symmetrical and graceful, lined with stone steps that descend gently into the clear water. The larger pool mirrors the smaller, both shaped with harmony and built with skill that has stood the test of time. What makes these ponds remarkable is not only their design, but their function. A hidden system of underground pipes filters and circulates water between them, a silent flow that keeps the ponds clean, even centuries after their creation. Surrounded by peace, the air here is still. On the western edge of the island, where the land meets the sea, lies Colombo, the vibrant and ever-evolving capital of Sri Lanka. A city where old and new move side by side, where colonial charm blends with modern ambition, and where every street carries a mix of cultures, colors, and stories. The city pulses with life. Tuk-tuks weave through traffic. Street vendors offer fragrant spices and fresh fruit. Along Galle Fort Green, families gather by the ocean, watching the sun sink into the waves. The skyline rises steadily with towers of glass and steel, yet beneath it all lie echoes of centuries past. Colombo holds layers of history, from the grand colonial buildings of the Dutch and British eras to sacred temples and mosques tucked between markets and neighborhoods. The streets of Petta buzz with trade, while the calm of Gangaramaya Temple offers a moment of pause in the heart of the city. But Colombo is more than a crossroads.